The room was almost silent. Not the peaceful kind of silence. It was the kind that made every small sound feel dangerous. The wooden training hall smelled of sweat, old timber, and the faint smoke drifting in from the street outside. Weapons lined the walls. Wooden dummies stood in the corners. Several young martial artists sat quietly around a large, battered table. And at the center of that table were two men. One was already becoming a legend. The other was still trying to discover what kind of man he would become. Bruce Lee sat calmly on one side. Across from him sat a young Jackie Chan. Jackie smiled. Bruce didn't. Between them, their hands were locked. One arm, one table, one challenge. A few of the students exchanged nervous glances. Jackie looked at Bruce's face. "You're sure you want to do this?" Bruce raised an eyebrow. "You're the one who asked." A few people laughed. Jackie grinned. "I just want to see if all those stories are true." Bruce finally smiled. "Stories? You know what I mean." Bruce looked down at their hands, then back at Jackie, then stopped talking. The room exploded with laughter. Jackie tightened his grip. His smile disappeared. The playful challenge was suddenly serious. "Ready?" Bruce nodded. Jackie pushed. Nothing happened. Bruce's arm barely moved. Jackie pushed harder. His shoulder tightened. His jaw clenched. Still nothing. Bruce looked completely relaxed. That irritated Jackie. He pushed with everything he had. His muscles trembled. The table groaned beneath their arms. Then, crack! Everyone froze. A massive crack ripped across the wooden tabletop. Jackie's eyes widened. The table suddenly collapsed beneath them. Wood splintered. Several students jumped backward. For 1 second, nobody moved. Then someone shouted, "Jackie won!" Laughter filled the room. Jackie stared at the broken table. Then he looked at Bruce. Bruce slowly stood. Dust covered his shirt. He looked at the broken wood, then at Jackie, and smiled. "You think you won?" Jackie stopped smiling. "What?" Bruce pointed at the shattered table. "You broke the table." Jackie looked confused. "Exactly." Bruce stepped closer. "But I wasn't fighting the table." The laughter disappeared. Jackie stared at him. For the first time that evening, he realized something was wrong. He had been so focused on beating Bruce that he had never asked himself what Bruce was actually doing. Bruce turned away. "Come with me." "Where?" "Outside." Jackie hesitated, then followed. The night air of Hong Kong was warm and humid. Neon signs reflected across the wet pavement. Cars passed through the streets while voices echoed from restaurants and shops. Jackie walked beside Bruce. Neither man spoke. Finally, Jackie broke the silence. "You let me win." Bruce kept walking. "No. You didn't even fight." "I didn't need to." Jackie stopped. Bruce continued for several steps before turning around. Jackie looked frustrated. "Then what was that?" Bruce pointed toward the broken training hall behind them. "A lesson." Jackie laughed. "A lesson." Bruce nodded. "You wanted to know if you could beat me." "Yes. And now you know." Jackie waited. Bruce continued. "You can break something when you put enough force into it." Jackie frowned. "But that's not the same as beating someone." Bruce's expression became serious. "Exactly." That sentence stayed with Jackie. They continued walking. A few minutes later, Bruce suddenly stopped. He turned toward an empty alley. "Attack me." Jackie blinked. "What? You heard me." "Here." Bruce nodded. Jackie hesitated. Then he stepped forward. He threw a fast punch. Bruce moved. Not backward. Not sideways. Barely at all. Jackie's fist passed beside his face. Jackie turned and attacked again. Bruce avoided it. Another punch. Another miss. A kick. Bruce shifted his body by inches. Jackie attacked again. Faster. Harder. Bruce kept disappearing from the path of every strike. Finally, Jackie stopped. He was breathing heavily. Bruce wasn't. Jackie stared at him. "How are you doing that?" Bruce answered quietly. "You're trying to hit me." "Yes. I'm watching you." Jackie frowned. Bruce stepped closer. "You move before you attack." "I don't." "You do." "No." Bruce smiled. "Your shoulder moves first." Jackie looked at his shoulder. Bruce continued. "Then your eyes change." Jackie said nothing. "Then your breathing changes." Bruce tapped Jackie's chest lightly. "And then you attack." Jackie looked stunned. "You see all that?" Bruce nodded. "You're telling your opponent what you're going to do." Jackie lowered his hands. For the first time, he wasn't angry. He was fascinated. Because Bruce wasn't simply faster. He was seeing something Jackie couldn't see in himself. And that frightened him. Quick question for everyone, WATCHING. If you were standing in that alley, would you rather challenge Bruce Lee with strength or try to outsmart him with speed and technique? Comment strength or technique below. And tell us where you're watching from. Whether you're watching from New York, London, Los Angeles, Manila, Mumbai, Lagos, Sydney, or somewhere else in the world, write your city or country in the comments. If you're enjoying this story, hit the like button, subscribe, and stay with us. Because Jackie was about to learn something Bruce never taught through words alone. He was about to teach him through failure. The following morning, Jackie returned to the training hall. He expected Bruce to be there. He wasn't. Jackie waited. 10 minutes. 20. Nothing. Then he noticed something on the floor. A small piece of broken wood. The same piece from the shattered table. Jackie picked it up. On the back of it was a handwritten sentence. "Strength without control destroys what you are trying to protect." Jackie stared at the words. Then he heard footsteps. Bruce entered. Jackie immediately turned. "You left this for me." Bruce looked at the piece of wood. "No." Jackie frowned. "Then who did?" Bruce smiled. "You did." Jackie didn't understand. Bruce pointed at the table. "You broke it." Jackie looked at the ruined furniture. Bruce walked toward the center of the room. "Again." Jackie raised his fists. "Again what?" "Attack me." Jackie smiled. This time he was ready. He moved faster. He changed his rhythm. He tried to hide his shoulder. He attacked from different angles. For several seconds, Bruce actually had to move more seriously. Jackie saw it. A tiny opening. He attacked. Bruce blocked. Jackie attacked again. Bruce stepped aside. Jackie spun. His foot stopped just inches from Bruce's chest. For the first time, Bruce's expression changed. Not anger. Approval. Jackie lowered his leg. I almost got you. Bruce nodded. You did. Jackie smiled. That single sentence meant more to him than any compliment he had ever received. But Bruce wasn't finished. Now do it without anger. Jackie's smile disappeared. What? You're still angry. No, I'm not. Bruce stared at him. Jackie looked away. Bruce knew. He always knew. You want to beat me because you think beating me will prove something. Jackie remained silent. Bruce walked closer. What are you trying to prove? Jackie finally answered. That I belong here. Bruce's face softened. There it is. Jackie looked at him. Bruce continued. You don't need to beat me to belong here. Jackie swallowed. Then what do I need? Bruce answered. Work. One word. But it hit harder than a punch. Days passed. Jackie trained harder than ever. He ran before sunrise. He practiced kicks until his legs shook. He repeated the same movement hundreds of times. When his body became tired, he continued. When his hands became sore, he continued. When his confidence disappeared, he continued. Bruce watched quietly. He rarely praised him. Sometimes he didn't say anything at all. That was harder. Jackie wanted approval. Bruce gave him responsibility instead. One evening, Jackie collapsed onto the floor. I can't do this anymore. Bruce looked at him. Yes, you can. My body is finished. Then train your mind. Jackie laughed weakly. My mind is finished too. Bruce sat beside him. For several seconds, neither spoke. Then Bruce said something Jackie would remember for the rest of his life. Your body will always tell you to stop before your dream does. Jackie looked at him. Bruce continued. But you have to learn the difference between pain that makes you stronger. He paused. And pain that tells you something is wrong. Jackie nodded slowly. It wasn't about blindly pushing forward. It was about understanding himself. That was the lesson. Not how to punch harder. Not how to kick faster. How to listen. How to control. How to become dangerous without becoming reckless. 1 week later, another challenge appeared. A group of experienced fighters came to the training hall. They had heard about the young stuntman who had been training with Bruce. One of them laughed. So this is the kid. Jackie looked at him. The man stepped forward. Let's see what you've learned. Jackie glanced toward Bruce. Bruce said nothing. The man attacked. Jackie blocked. The impact sent him backward. The room went silent. Jackie stood again. The man attacked a second time. Jackie moved. This time he didn't fight the force. He redirected it. The man stumbled. Jackie stopped. He didn't strike. The man looked confused. Why didn't you hit me? Jackie remembered Bruce's words. Control. Jackie lowered his hands. Because I didn't need to. Bruce smiled from the corner. And for the first time, Jackie understood. He hadn't been training to defeat Bruce. He had been training to defeat the version of himself that needed to prove he was better than everyone else. Outside, thunder rolled across the Hong Kong sky. Inside the hall, Bruce looked at the young man standing in front of him. Jackie wasn't the same person who had walked through those doors days earlier. But Bruce knew something Jackie didn't. The real test hadn't happened yet. And when it came, it would not happen inside a training hall. It would happen on a film set. with cameras rolling, with dozens of people watching, and with Jackie's life suddenly depending on whether he had truly learned Bruce's lesson. Bruce looked toward the dark windows, then quietly said, "Tomorrow will be different." Jackie heard him. "Why?" Bruce didn't answer immediately. He simply looked at him. "Because tomorrow you won't be fighting me." A pause. "You'll be fighting yourself." The lights flickered. Thunder shook the windows. And somewhere outside, a car engine roared into the night. Jackie had no idea what was waiting for him the next morning. But Bruce lay dead. And what happened next would change the way Jackie understood fear forever. The next morning began before sunrise. Hong Kong was still wrapped in darkness when Jackie arrived at the film studio. The streets were almost empty. A few workers were unloading equipment. Cables stretched across the concrete floor. Wooden crates were stacked against the walls. The smell of gasoline, dust, and hot lights filled the air. Jackie looked around. Something felt different. He had been on film sets before. He had performed dangerous stunts before. But that morning, the atmosphere felt unusually tense. Bruce was already there. He stood near the edge of the set with his arms folded, watching the crew prepare. Jackie walked toward him. "You said today would be different." Bruce didn't turn. "It is." "What are we doing?" Bruce finally looked at him. "Nothing." Jackie frowned. "Nothing." Bruce nodded toward the set. "Watch." Jackie followed his gaze. A large wooden structure had been built several meters above the ground. It looked unstable. Several stunt performers were standing nearby. One of them was preparing to climb. Jackie immediately understood. "This is the stunt." Bruce nodded. Jackie looked closer. There was a narrow platform, a wooden railing, and a large gap between two sections of the set. A fall from that height could cause serious injury. Jackie looked at Bruce. "Who designed this?" Bruce didn't answer. Instead, he asked, "Would you do it?" Jackie hesitated. The old Jackie would have said yes immediately. The Jackie from a week ago would have tried to impress everyone. But now he remembered Bruce's words. Learn the difference between courage and recklessness. Jackie looked at the structure again. "No." Bruce smiled. "Good." Jackie was surprised. "You wanted me to say no. I wanted you to think." That was Bruce's lesson. Not every challenge deserved an answer. Sometimes the strongest response was refusing to play a foolish game. The stunt coordinator walked over. "Jackie, you're up." Jackie looked at Bruce. Bruce said nothing. The coordinator pointed toward the structure. "You'll jump from here, grab the rail, swing across, and land on the lower platform." Jackie studied the distance. "How high is it?" "About 20 feet. Jackie shook his head. "That's too much." The coordinator frowned. "We've done it before." "Then show me the safety setup." The man hesitated. Jackie noticed. "What?" The coordinator looked toward the crew. "We don't have a full harness." Jackie immediately stepped backward. "No." The coordinator became irritated. "You want to work in this business or not?" The words struck Jackie. Everyone on the set was watching. A few workers whispered. Jackie felt his old anger returning. The need to prove himself. The need to show everyone that he belonged. He looked at Bruce. Bruce still said nothing. Jackie clenched his fists. Then he remembered the broken table. He remembered the sound of the wood splitting beneath his arm. He remembered thinking that victory meant overpowering someone. He remembered Bruce asking him, "What are you trying to prove?" Jackie took a breath. "I want to work here." He looked toward the stunt. "But I don't want to die here." Silence. Bruce's eyes narrowed slightly. Not disappointment. Approval. Jackie had passed the first test. But nobody else knew it. Later that afternoon, the crew redesigned the stunt. A harness was installed. Additional padding was placed below. The platform was reinforced. Jackie watched every detail. The coordinator eventually walked over. "You're very cautious now." Jackie smiled. "I'm learning." The man laughed. "From who?" Jackie glanced toward Bruce. "Someone who doesn't waste movement." The coordinator didn't understand. But Bruce did. And Bruce knew Jackie was beginning to change. Then came the real challenge. A fight scene. Not a rehearsal. Not a simple stunt. A full sequence involving multiple attackers. Jackie was supposed to escape through a narrow corridor while fighting 3 men. The choreography was complicated. Timing had to be perfect. One mistake could mean a broken nose, a dislocated shoulder, or worse. Jackie practiced the sequence repeatedly. First slowly, then faster, then at full speed. On the 6th attempt, everything went wrong. One attacker moved too early. Jackie turned. His foot slipped. Another fighter accidentally struck his shoulder. Jackie fell hard. The entire set went silent. "Got to." Jackie stayed on the floor. His shoulder burned. A crew member rushed toward him. "Are you okay?" Jackie pushed himself up. "I'm fine." Bruce walked over. He looked at Jackie's shoulder. "Move it." Jackie rotated his arm. Pain shot through him. He tried not to show it. Bruce noticed. Again. Jackie moved it. Bruce shook his head. "Stop." Jackie looked frustrated. "We can finish." "No. We've already wasted the day." Bruce's voice became firm. "You're injured." Jackie looked around. Everyone was waiting. He lowered his head. Then he said quietly, "I don't want them to think I'm weak." Bruce stared at him. Then came the words Jackie didn't expect. "Let them." Jackie looked up. Bruce continued, "Let them think you're weak. But people's opinions don't heal broken bones." The set went silent again. Bruce stepped closer. "You don't become strong by pretending nothing hurts." Jackie swallowed. "You become strong by knowing when to stop." That sentence changed something inside him. Stop for a moment and tell us what you think. If you were Jackie, would you have stopped the stunt after getting injured, or would you have continued because the entire crew was watching? Comment stop if you would protect yourself. Comment continue if you would finish the scene. And don't forget to tell us where you're watching from. Write your city and country in the comments. If this story is keeping you hooked, hit like, subscribe, and stay with us. Because what happened next was the moment Jackie finally understood why Bruce Lee was so different from everyone else. That evening, Jackie returned to the training hall. His shoulder was still hurting. The room was empty. He expected Bruce to be gone. But Bruce was standing beside the broken table. The same table. The same crack. The same pieces of wood. Jackie walked closer. "You knew I would come." Bruce nodded. Jackie looked at the table. I thought I understood what you were teaching me. You didn't. Jackie smiled. I figured. Bruce touched the crack in the wood. You thought this was about strength. Jackie nodded. It wasn't. You thought it was about beating me. Jackie looked down. It wasn't. Bruce pointed at the broken table. Then what was it about? Jackie didn't answer. Bruce waited. Finally, Jackie said, Control. Bruce smiled. Better. Jackie looked at him. But there's something else. Bruce nodded. Discipline. Closer. Jackie thought again. Knowing when not to fight. Bruce's expression changed. Now he was satisfied. Yes. Jackie looked at the table. Then why did you let me break it? Bruce smiled. Because you needed to see what happens when strength has no direction. Jackie stared at him. The answer was simple, but powerful. Bruce wasn't trying to make Jackie stronger. He was trying to make him dangerous only when necessary. There was a difference. A huge difference. Bruce walked to the center of the room. Come. Jackie raised his fists. Bruce shook his head. No fighting. Then what? Stand. Jackie stood. Bruce stood opposite him. For several minutes, nothing happened. Jackie became uncomfortable. He shifted his weight. Bruce immediately said, Don't move. Jackie froze. A minute passed. Then another. Jackie's legs began to shake. Bruce remained completely still. Jackie finally asked, What are we doing? Waiting. For what? For you to understand yourself. Jackie almost laughed. But he didn't. The room was silent. He could hear his own breathing. He noticed his weight was uneven. He noticed his injured shoulder was tense. He noticed his fingers were curled. He relaxed them. Bruce said nothing. Jackie adjusted his stance. His breathing slowed. His shoulders dropped. His eyes became calmer. Then Bruce suddenly moved. One step. Jackie reacted. Bruce stopped. Jackie realized he had moved too early. Bruce smiled. You're still trying to win. Jackie exhaled. Again. Bruce moved. This time Jackie didn't react. He simply watched. Bruce stopped. Better. Jackie smiled. It was the first time he understood the power of doing nothing. A few days later, the studio received news. A major action sequence needed an additional stunt performer. The original performer had injured his leg. The director was angry. They were behind schedule. Someone suggested Jackie. The director looked at him. You. Jackie nodded. I can do it. Bruce was standing nearby. He didn't interfere. The stunt involved a moving vehicle. Jackie would run alongside it, jump onto the side, climb over the hood, roll across the roof, and leap onto a stack of wooden crates. It was dangerous. Very dangerous. The crew prepared the equipment. Jackie inspected everything. Harness, padding, distance, timing. Then he looked at the driver. Slow down at the second mark. The driver nodded. The director shouted, Camera. The engines started. Jackie ran. The vehicle accelerated. His heart pounded. For 1 second, fear took over. Then he heard Bruce's voice in his memory. Don't fight the movement, understand it. Jackie jumped. His hand grabbed the side. His body swung. He pulled himself up. The vehicle turned. Jackie adjusted. He rolled over the hood. The camera followed. Then he reached the roof. One more movement. He jumped. For a fraction of a second, he was suspended in the air. Then, asterisk boom. He landed on the crates. They collapsed beneath him. Dust exploded everywhere. The crew screamed. The director stared. Then someone shouted, "Cut!" Jackie lay motionless. Bruce immediately ran toward him. "Jackie!" Jackie opened his eyes. He smiled. "Did we get it?" Bruce looked at him, then laughed. "Yes." Jackie sat up. The crew erupted in applause. For the first time, Jackie wasn't being praised because he had taken the biggest risk. He was being praised because he had controlled the risk. And Bruce knew the difference. That night, Jackie found Bruce alone outside the studio. The city lights reflected in the distance. Jackie walked beside him. "I understand now." Bruce looked at him. "What?" "I don't have to prove I'm fearless." Bruce nodded. "You never did." "I just have to control fear." Bruce smiled. "No." Jackie looked confused. Bruce stopped walking. "You don't control fear." He looked directly into Jackie's eyes. "You listen to it." Jackie was silent. Bruce continued. "Fear is not always your enemy." He tapped Jackie's chest. "Sometimes it is the voice telling you that you are about to make a mistake." Jackie nodded slowly. Then Bruce said, "But sometimes fear is standing between you and something you were born to become." Jackie looked at the city. That sentence stayed with him. He suddenly understood why Bruce moved differently. Why Bruce didn't waste energy. Why he didn't fight simply because someone challenged him. Bruce wasn't trying to prove he was stronger. He was trying to become free. And Jackie realized that perhaps the greatest lesson Bruce could give him wasn't how to fight. It was how to live. But before the night ended, Bruce received a phone call. His expression changed. Jackie noticed immediately. "What happened?" Bruce hung up. "There's a problem at the studio." "What kind of problem?" Bruce looked toward the dark road. "The stunt sequence tomorrow has been changed." Jackie frowned. "How?" Bruce hesitated. "They've removed the safety equipment." Jackie stared at him. "What?" Bruce's voice became serious. "And they want you to do it anyway." Jackie felt his stomach tighten. The lesson had just begun. Now the real test was coming. Not against Bruce. Not against another fighter. Against an entire production that wanted Jackie to risk everything for one perfect shot. Bruce looked at him. "You don't have to do it." Jackie swallowed. "I know." Bruce nodded. "But tomorrow." He paused. "Someone will try to make you believe that saying no means you're weak." Jackie looked toward the studio. Bruce's final words were quiet. "Don't let them decide who you are." The two men stood beneath the Hong Kong night sky. Neither spoke, but both knew that tomorrow would demand an answer. And this time, Jackie would have to choose for himself. Not as Bruce Lay's student. Not as a young stuntman desperate for approval. But as the man he was becoming. And somewhere inside that dark studio, the most dangerous stunt of Jackie's young career was already waiting. The next morning, Jackie arrived at the studio before everyone else. The sky was still grey. Hong Kong had not fully awakened, but Jackie was already standing beneath the enormous wooden structure that would be used for the day's stunt. He stared upward. The platform seemed even higher than it had the day before. Below it were several stacks of wooden crates. But something was missing. The harness, the safety padding, the protective equipment. Jackie's stomach tightened. A crew member walked past him. "Don't worry, it'll be fine." Jackie looked at him. "Where's the harness?" The man shrugged. "Director doesn't want it in the shot." Jackie looked back at the platform. "Then I'm not doing it." The man laughed. "You said that yesterday." "I meant it." The laughter stopped. A few crew members turned to look. Someone whispered, "Bruce Lee's influence." Jackie heard it. For a moment, the old anger returned. He wanted to prove them wrong. He wanted to climb that platform. He wanted to show everyone that he wasn't afraid. Then he remembered Bruce. "You don't become strong by pretending nothing hurts." Jackie took a slow breath. "No harness," he said calmly, "no stunt." The director stormed over. "What did you just say?" Jackie turned. "I said I'm not doing it without safety equipment." The director pointed toward the structure. "Do you know how many people are waiting for you?" Jackie looked around. Dozens of workers. Cameras. Lights. Technicians. Actors. Everyone was watching him. The director stepped closer. "You want to be a star." Jackie said nothing. "Then stop acting like a coward." The words hit hard. Jackie's fists tightened. For a moment, he almost stepped forward. Almost. Then he remembered the broken table. The crack. The laughter. The humiliation. And the lesson. He didn't have to prove himself. He simply shook his head. "No." The director stared at him. "What?" "No." The word was quiet, but it echoed through the entire studio. Jackie turned away, and then he heard a familiar voice behind him. "Good." Everyone turned. Bruce Lee was standing at the entrance. His expression was calm. The director immediately became angry. "This is none of your business." Bruce walked toward them. "You're right." He stopped beside Jackie. "It's his decision." The director looked between them. "You two think you're special." Bruce smiled slightly. "No." Then he looked at Jackie. "We just know the value of walking away from a stupid fight." The studio went silent. The director cursed under his breath and walked away. Jackie watched him disappear. Then he looked at Bruce. "You knew they would pressure me." Bruce nodded. "Of course. Why didn't you stop them?" Bruce looked at him. "Because I couldn't make the decision for you." Jackie understood. That was the final lesson. Bruce could teach him. Bruce could warn him. Bruce could protect him. But he couldn't live Jackie's life. Jackie had to decide. Later that afternoon, the stunt was redesigned. The harness returned. The padding was restored. The stunt became safer. But something unexpected happened. The director asked Jackie to perform the sequence again. This time, Jackie agreed. The cameras rolled. The vehicle moved. Jackie ran, jumped, grabbed the side, pulled himself upward. He moved with precision. No unnecessary motion. No reckless aggression. No desperation. He reached the roof. The vehicle turned. Jackie adjusted his balance. Then he jumped. For one terrifying second, everything slowed down. The ground rushed toward him. His body twisted. He remembered Bruce's lesson. Don't fight the movement, understand it. Jackie relaxed. He rotated. His feet struck the padded landing zone. He rolled. Stopped. Silence. Then. Cut. The entire crew erupted. The director stared at the footage. Then he looked at Jackie. That was perfect. Jackie stood up. He didn't celebrate. He simply looked toward Bruce. Bruce gave him a small nod. That nod meant everything. Before we continue, here's the question for you. If you were in Jackie's position, would you have refused the dangerous stunt until proper safety equipment was provided? Comment yes or no. And tell us where you're watching from. Write your city and country in the comments. If Bruce Lee's philosophy is inspiring you, hit like, subscribe, and stay until the end. Because the most important moment of this story hasn't happened yet. And it has nothing to do with who was stronger. That evening, Jackie returned to the old training hall. The room was empty. The broken table was still there. Jackie walked toward it. He placed his hand over the crack. Then he heard footsteps. Bruce entered. You came back. Jackie smiled. I wanted to see it one more time. Bruce looked at the table. You still think about it. Every day. Why? Jackie thought for a moment. Because that was the night I thought I beat you. Bruce smiled. And now? Jackie shook his head. I didn't beat you. Bruce raised an eyebrow. No. Jackie looked directly at him. You beat the version of me that needed to win. Bruce didn't answer. Jackie continued. I thought strength meant making someone submit. He touched the broken wood. Now I think strength means knowing when you don't need to. Bruce smiled. For a moment, neither man spoke. Then Bruce walked toward the table. He placed his palm over the crack. You know why this table broke? Jackie laughed. Because I pushed too hard. Bruce shook his head. No. He looked at Jackie. Because the table was weak. Jackie laughed. Bruce continued. And because you were trying to prove something. Jackie smiled. Then maybe it was a good table to break. Bruce laughed. Yes. The tension disappeared. For the first time, they weren't teacher and student. They were simply two martial artists standing in an old room, both understanding that strength was never the final destination. A few minutes later, Bruce walked toward the training floor. Come. Jackie followed. Bruce stood in front of him. No fighting tonight. Jackie smiled. Again. Again. Bruce raised one hand. Show me what you've learned. Jackie stood still. He breathed. Bruce moved. Jackie didn't react. Bruce moved again. Jackie watched. Then Bruce suddenly stepped forward. Jackie shifted. Bruce's hand stopped inches from his chest. Jackie hadn't flinched. Bruce smiled. Better. Jackie exhaled. Then Bruce attacked again. This time faster. Jackie moved. Not backward. Not away. He redirected the movement. Bruce stopped. Their eyes met. Bruce nodded. Now you're beginning to understand. Jackie smiled. What? Bruce answered. Fighting isn't about winning. Jackie waited. It's about being completely present. Months passed. Jackie continued working. He performed stunts. He trained. He failed. He got injured. He recovered. He tried again. But something inside him had changed. He no longer chased danger simply because people were watching. He no longer believed pain automatically meant courage. And he no longer measured himself against Bruce Lee. Instead, he measured himself against yesterday's Jackie. Every morning, he asked one question. Am I better than I was yesterday? That question became more important than applause. More important than fame. More important than proving anyone wrong. And Bruce noticed. One evening, Bruce and Jackie sat outside the studio. The city was glowing beneath them. Jackie looked at Bruce. Do you think I'll ever be as good as you? Bruce laughed. No. Jackie looked surprised. Bruce continued. You'll be different. Jackie smiled. Is that better? Bruce looked toward the city. If you spend your life trying to become someone else, you'll never discover what you can become. Jackie was silent. Bruce continued. Don't become Bruce Lee. A pause. Become Jackie Chan. Those words struck Jackie deeply. He didn't realize it then, but years later, people would remember him not as the young man who trained around Bruce Lee, but as one of the greatest action performers the world had ever seen. The student had not copied the teacher. He had learned from him. Then he had found his own path. One last question before the final moment. What do you think Bruce's greatest lesson was? A. Strength. B. Discipline. C. Self-control. D. Knowing when to walk away. Write your answer in the comments. And tell us again where you're watching from. If you've stayed with this story all the way here, you've earned a special thank you. Hit like, subscribe, and share this story with someone who loves Bruce Lee, martial arts, or Jackie Chan. Because sometimes the greatest fight isn't against another person. It's against the part of yourself that desperately needs to prove something. That night, Jackie returned to the broken table one final time. He picked up a piece of wood. For a moment, he remembered the laughter, the challenge, the shattered tabletop, the feeling of victory, the feeling of embarrassment. And then he remembered Bruce's face. Calm, almost amused. Jackie smiled. He finally understood. Bruce had never been afraid of losing. Because Bruce wasn't measuring himself by whether another man could push his arm down. He was measuring himself by something much harder. Control. Discipline. Freedom. Jackie placed the piece of wood back on the table. Then he walked toward the door. Bruce was standing outside. Jackie stopped. You knew I would understand eventually. Bruce smiled. I hoped you would. Jackie looked back at the table. I thought that night was about beating you. Bruce shook his head. It was about you meeting yourself. Jackie smiled. And who did I meet? Bruce looked at him. The man you could become. For a few seconds, neither moved. Then Jackie extended his hand. Bruce shook it. No challenge. No competition. No need to prove anything. Just respect. Two martial artists. Two different paths. One unforgettable lesson. And behind them, the broken table remained exactly where it had been. A reminder that strength without control can destroy. But strength guided by discipline can build something that lasts far longer than wood. It can build a legacy. Jackie walked into the night. Bruce watched him disappear into the Hong Kong streets. And perhaps, in that moment, Bruce understood something too. The young man walking away from him wasn't the same man who had walked into the training hall. He had learned to fall. He had learned to rise. He had learned to say no. He had learned to control fear. And most importantly, he had learned that he didn't need to become Bruce Lee. He only needed to become the best version of himself. The city lights slowly disappeared behind him. The training hall became quiet again, and the cracked wooden table remained as the silent witness to a lesson that was never really about winning. It was about becoming.